Hi, I'm Feroz Khan, and welcome to Drag and Drop Low-Code Unplugged, the podcast where we explore the game-changing impact of low-code in software development. Join me in insightful conversations with IT leaders and passionate low-code enthusiasts who are at the forefront of this digital evolution. Together, we'll explore how early adoption of low-code is giving businesses a competitive edge on a global scale. We'll discuss its impact on software development, dissect its role in transforming businesses, and uncover the ways in which it's reshaping career trajectories. So whether you're a seasoned IT professional or a curious enthusiast, be sure to tune in as we share success stories and unravel the mysteries of low-code. Subscribe now and stay tuned for a front row seat to the revolution that's shaping the future of technology. So let's go. Hi Mohammed, how are you?
Hi, Feroz. Nice to meet you. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Going good.
Likewise. Thank you for agreeing to be a guest. I know we spoke last year. We were meant to speak last year, but we finally, we're finally here and we can talk, which is
Finally we
great.
are together and appreciate this opportunity. It is of my honor being with you.
You're my first guest from Saudi, so it's good to kind of have someone speaking in the from the Saudi region who's working in Saudi, and to find out a bit more about what's going on around there. But it'd be good to start with a bit of an introduction to yourself, a bit about you for those who don't know who you are.
Yes, sir. To introduce myself, my name is Mohammed Abulhaija. I am from Jordan. I born in the north city of Jordan, the north area of Jordan in Irbid city. I am married and I have 4 kids, 1 queen and 3 knights. 2 of them
Nice.
are Saudi.
Yeah.
Yes. From the business background, I complete my BA and master degree in computer science from Jordan, also in Yarmouk University. And the PhD, I got it in project management and strategic planning in 2014 from Washington, American University. During my BA studies, I got a chance to work with a lot of some local companies as a developer and a trainer. And after I completed my MA studies, I moved to the Saudi Arabia. I work in a lot of positions like a senior Oracle developer, a BA, a project manager. Then after that, I moved to multiple countries. One of them that I will stay there for 6 years, it's Qatar. And now return back, Alhamdulillah, to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And currently, I am working with Novigo Solutions as a regional growth manager for KSA market. Novigo Solutions, it is one of the biggest low-code experts, actually not only in GCC area and in Middle East. They are working around the world. Alhamdulillah, things going well and for better always.
That's good. That's great. And when what made you, the first time, what made you decide to move to Saudi? Because obviously, most people when they're studying or working, they want to go to places like UK,
Yes.
USA, Australia, even Dubai. What made you? Because obviously, when you moved, Saudi wasn't the Saudi it is today. So, what kind of drove you to go there?
Yes, actually, I moved into Saudi Arabia first time in 2006, and it comes as a opportunity from here. It is called IBA, Institute of Public Administration. It is a government entity. They came to our university and were looking for champions. And
Okay.
my university nominated me to be with them as a senior Oracle developer at that time.
Wow, that's cool. And when you kind of, as you kind of developed in your career, when was it you were first kind of exposed or made aware of low code and OutSystems?
Yes, actually, this happened in 2018, 2019. Once I returned back the second time work with in Saudi Arabia, I was working here with a Saudi company. The manager asked me to do a research about fast-to-market development platform for one of our clients. At that time, I compared the I was not aware about OutSystem or Mendix or any low coding development platform. I compared at that time multiple platform and decided to choose the OutSystem for multiple reasons at that time. One of it is mostly it is the power of the platform, the training materials availability, the vendor support, and for specific reason here in Saudi Arabia and in our area, it is resource availability, especially who are Arabic speakers. At that time, I remember at that time it was a need for one of our clients.
Yeah. And kind of, with when you kind of, you said the reasons why you like the platform, did you have any kind of hesitations about the platform or anything? Obviously, did you think, oh, there might be some limitations to this platform? Will I be able to build what I want to build?
It is not about limitation or what things you are going to do. It is about sometimes you have to choose the right thing that can fit your need. Not nothing perfect. Not all application, not all platforms are good for you. And for me at that time, I was comparing Mendix and OutSystem at the last time. Both of them are powerful platforms for low code. But the resource availability in Arabic speaker, I found that it is more resources available on the market on OutSystem and limitation on resources available on the Mendix. Sometimes you decide according to the budget.
Yeah.
Some clients, they have a little budget. They cannot go with a complete enterprise, very expensive solutions. Sometimes it is depend on the use case. Now, yes, we are in 2024. It is 6 years now or 7 years when we starting. Things is different. At that time, nobody asking you about generative AI, for example.
Yeah.
But now you have to check which platform support this functionality or the need of generative AI for this client. So it is depend on the use case actually. You cannot say this platform is good until you understand the use case.
Yeah. And you mentioned obviously it's 6 years now since you've been kind of within the community. How have you seen the community in Saudi for OutSystems grow from when you started to 2024?
It is big difference. Actually, I like OutSystem as a platform. It is focusing on something different or out of the box. They are focusing on developer experience, which is a new idea at that time for me. But now it is normal idea. The growth of need for low code because a lot of changes on the business market, a lot of needs to digital transformation, it becomes a huge. And I remember in 2018 we were 19 or 21 developers or people who know to work in our system. Now the community, it is more than 400 people. I remember that I trained 150 of certified of them.
Wow.
So during this year's a big of a change now, a lot of new low code platforms comes to the market. And at that time it was OutSystem, Bega, ABN, and not all as a complete platform for complete development life cycles. It was for BBM, some platforms for user interface as a low code, but there's a lot of a change happened. And now the users also didn't ask you for how I can do this processes or how I can do this business need. He is looking for more than the features. He is looking for interface. He is looking for fast to market, for the governors, for the support after go live. Things always change. And nowadays it's going fast.
Yeah. I think I've seen kind of over the years, just from the kind of developer side of things, from even 5 years ago to today, the community is much bigger. I've seen you've been part of a few meetup events where there's a lot of people in the room,
Yes.
and a lot more than what I would have seen years ago. So it's good to see. And I think it's also good that the surrounding countries, developers from the surrounding countries are moving to Saudi to help grow that
Yes.
market as well.
Yes. This is fact. And actually, a lot of experts comes from India. Some of peoples comes from Philippines also. Some of people's now also I found a Portugalian also peoples they are coming here. They are from the origin of our system. They are coming here. Same for another platform like Mindex, like Maestro, like Nugent. They are coming here to the market. They are investing too much because the market actually here in the GCC, it is a growth very fast. It is a promised market from the business side. And also the mentality of people here changed for getting the best,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
getting the thing.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it also helps, on TV in Europe, they show these nice videos of how nice Saudi is looking right now and the plan, so it's very kind of, lifestyle wise also it looks really good for people to move to.
Yes.
And, you mentioned previously, obviously, with the kind of Saudi market, there's this big thing about talent with Arabic speaking, kind of as an advantage. You know, I know you published some OutSystems, a book in Arabic. How did that is that something they approached you with, or is that something you thought I'm going to do by myself? How did that come around?
Yes, actually, this is comes as a need. يعني, during my work and a project, it comes to my company or to other companies.
Yeah,
There's a limitation in the resources, and some people's they are, especially actually also me. And sometimes we being afraid to talk in foreign
yeah,
language,
yeah,
especially when
yeah,
we are going to learn a new thing. It is better for me to be in my language
yeah, yeah. Of
actually.
course.
So I was thinking, why not we didn't have a lot of resources about an out system in Arabic while we are growing more than Europe in out system here in area
Yeah,
and in the projects. So I started writing that. I found I initiate that time for me 2 or 3 hours per a day, alhamdulillah. And now it is good resource for who willing to start the development. And I am always focusing, even they are using my book or using our system training on
yeah,
the website, they should have a practical work. This is fact in
yeah.
development. They have to follow the best practices in their development.
Yeah,
Alhamdulillah.
it's great. Yeah, it's good that
Yes.
you were able to write it in Arabic. So, like you said, someone whose first language is something else, the best way to understand that piece of technology or whatever is in your first language, right? Rather than not understanding all the words in another language. So that's quite a good thing you've done for the kind of Arabic speaking community.
Yes.
And
Yes.
now that you've been working with the platform for 6 years, there's various upgrades to the platform, happening all the time.
Oh, a
You
lot
know,
of you.
a lot, right? Can you talk me through kind of one or two features in the platform that you're kind of most impressed with, and also, even when you're speaking to customers, they're very impressed with as well that the platform offers.
Yes, actually, what I like, for example, in OutSystem, yes, as I told before, the idea comes in the developer experience, and it is nice to find somebody who is care about us, about the developer. Most
Yeah,
of the companies now they are focusing on customer journey, user experience.
yeah,
Experience.
yeah,
Nobody talk about the developer. While once you focus on the developer, at the end it will be reflected positively on the customer journey, user experience. And the good thing here that I found in OutSystem, the governors. Yes, we give a space for the developer for creativity and not thinking in writing hundred or thousands of code lines, but also there's a governor. Bad quality is not rejected. There's a policy for quality code, and there's a policies for following the best practices. One more point that also I like it in OutSystem at that time, and it is a growth by years. It is that reusing the code for mobile application. People's from my age, that we are coming from client server architecture and
yeah,
the operating system specific code. It will be different. You cannot run your code, and for example, in Linux or in iOS or in Apple operating system. So when I see that you write the code, you can reuse it for web, for mobile. You can publish it direct to different architecture. It was a great feature, and this is also it is enhanced and improved by the year many times.
yeah, yeah. I think it's great that the platform's forever evolving and offering more to customers, but also, like you said, the developer experience as well.
Yes.
And also, obviously, no platform is ever perfect. There can be frustrations. Is there any things that the platform may not offer that you'd like to see in the future?
No, actually, in OutSystem, I like they have something called ideation portal. Yani anything I found myself, it is not available. I found it in their product roadmap. And
Okay.
yes, but till now, I am, let's spoke specific about our need here in Arabic region.
Mm.
In OutSystem, there or in all platforms, actually, most of the development platforms for low code, the RTL feature for Arabic interface, you cannot test it in the development time. You
Mm.
have to test it on the runtime. If we can find this feature in the future, inshallah, it will be a great also.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. And obviously, you're working for Novigo, you're working for, customer projects, can you talk us through one or two projects without mentioning obviously customer names that you've been involved in, that, you've had a kind of successful implementation?
Yes, a lot of projects. Let's take the first project we were engaged. It was very complex, parallel and multi levels workflow. It was a very complicated, also mathematical calculation in that project. I played actually in that project. يعني I remember. I can see say the client.
Yeah, sure.
No problem. It was
Yeah.
for SAS تقييس project. Actually, it
Mm.
is Saudi standards metrology and quality organization. At that time, I started my work with them as a BA, team lead, project manager. I played a multiple role. Also, I remember
Yeah.
that OutSystem, they chose me as a champion of that
Ah,
project.
nice.
Of that project. Yes, it was a very challenge and very successful project. Especially we were using not only OutSystem, it was a multiple technology inside that project. It is low coding using OutSystem, .NET and in traditional coding. And I remember Drupal also. It was in 2019, 2018. And also I remember the last project also now we are implementing for, it is for Ardara, one of the KSA BIF companies. It is a fully unified experience portal for employees. Uh, I play in this role. Actually, I didn't engage deeply in technically. I play the role as a technically advisor in that project. This is project. It is different from all that project. It is the first ever big success project for government entity in Saudi Arabia that they are 100% following all the best practices and complete care of user experience. And I like this
Well,
project
yeah,
actually.
that's
And
amazing.
in technically way, the AI mentor dashboard, it was very green.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah.
I like
And
this.
and you mentioned obviously speaking of AI, and kind of, it seems to be that's in every conversation, for the past year to 18 months, AI, Gen AI, what's your kind of thoughts on AI and, how that looks for the future alongside low code? And also, do you have customers asking you the same thing?
Okay. Actually, now, to be honest, the talking about AI and generative AI, it is a trend. If you didn't talk about, you will not get the attention of others.
Yeah.
And generative AI, it is actually it is a small part of AI space, and we can incorporate it in multiple ways with our development life cycle. I like that some companies there and let's talk about OutSystem method, for
Mm.
example. I am always saying that it is a future ready. And when OutSystem they start using the AI, it is many years before coming the generative AI is, as a trend. Where we can use the AI or generative AI, we can integrate for sure with generative AI engine like ChatGPT, like Gemini, like Bedrock, Copilot, Watson. There's ready connectors for that. We can use a pre-built AI components from Forge, for example, like AI language analysis, conversational UI. Also, we have something in we can in AI. driven development, which is a development powered by assistant for development, process automation, AI for enhancing user experience. And one more major part and very important part, which is actually it is a very important part of development life cycle, which is managing the application life cycle, like having AI for application insight, for data management, for analysis, AI for security. There's a lot of areas that we can incorporate incorporate generative or AI in general within our code.
And that's all great. And there's all this discussion about will AI, remove the need for low code. What would be your kind of, views on that?
No, it is not in this way. Let's talk it in also in general. Take it. If you didn't use AI, there's somebody will use, so you will lose.
Yeah, yeah. And kind of with the kind of all the customers you mentioned, obviously, the GCC region is growing rapidly. When it comes to low code, compared to even other regions. Why do you think it's the GCC region such a kind of trending hot kind of region adapting low code platforms? Why do you think more and more customers are thinking to build their projects using low code rather than traditional development?
Actually, it is a digital transformation era, and there's a challenge. It is like peoples they are competing together to give the service for the end users, for citizens, for expats, for visitors, for tourism, to make their life easy. And now most of the peoples now they start depending on the mobile application. They start depending on the online uh, services. They stop looking for going. If I need something, for example, from Ministry of Health, I should go there and waste my time in finding the parking. And peoples they are looking for something easy for them. And the government here in GCC and especially in Saudi Arabia, they are investing in this. They are investing in delivering as much as we can from online services for these beneficiaries. So, what is the best way? Wasting the time in building the applications, wasting the time in maintaining the application and controlling thousands of code. So, low code becomes as a trend because it is support fast to market.
Mhm. And when you're speaking to customers, when obviously, when customers are considering how to build their project with what platform, are they, when it comes to low code, is low code well known now in Saudi? Is it a region that now most people you speak to understand already what low code is and what it offers, or is there still people who think low code is for building small
Um,
internal apps?
Yes. Actually, Feroz, I remember in 2019 when we were going to present something for the client, we were starting by what is low code, what's the difference by low code and traditional coding. Then then we start talking about what is out system and what is that. Now we go direct, what's your use case? We
Yeah.
didn't spoke. We didn't define for him what is low code. We didn't define for him what is out system. We didn't tell him about the difference between low coding and the traditional. We didn't say what's the difference between business process management and low code. It is now. I see it is really known by most of the IT directors or CX or decision maker on the IT field that they know what's low code. Most of the client they call me now because they want out system method, for example, not low code. They want out system. Abulhaija, come, out system. It is support my use case. I told them yes, you can do that by out system or low code. And most of the time also. It is a problem of sales that some of sales people they are not honest with the client. If the
Hmm.
client didn't have a vision for big expansion and real digital transformation, and they have a small part only for to be developed should not go for low code and pay for the license also. But if he has a vision and now I need to build this small part, then I want to expand in the future for this and this and this, okay, go for low code. Otherwise, go to open source. If it is a small need, why to pay the license?
Yeah, that's great. And as someone who's kind of come from a different kind of skill set into low code, and there's still globally there's especially with traditional developers, there's skeptics of low code who still don't believe in low code. They don't want to consider applying for low code developer jobs or OutSystems jobs. Or what would be your message to those who still don't believe in low code?
Here, Feroz, what happened here? I'll give you real examples from here in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Well, let's assume that 30 or 40% of the project failed. Why it failed? This is the question. Why it is failed? It is because of this platform, it is not good, or because of another reasons. Low code, it comes a trend. So a lot of non-low code companies, they start promoting themselves as a low code company. Most of the BPM tools also all start promoting themselves as a low code platform. And their sales and their way, they tell the client, this is a specific, it will be good for your use case, but actually it not. Some companies, they didn't follow the best practices. Low code, it is a mentality. Actually, it is not keep working in a traditional way by drag and drop. You have to change your mentality.
Yeah.
Also the client. Also the client, sometimes they have to choose the right platform. They have to study it. Also, they have to choose the right partner who has the mentality, who has the experience. And one more point also, which is always we are facing, the client, they didn't freeze their requirement. So even low code or traditional, if you didn't freeze your requirement and tell us this is what I want and I have to reach, you will not never success.
Yeah, good answer. And just a final question about obviously you've been there for 6 years, and obviously it's all about growth. What are you kind of personally looking forward to? Kind of any goals or things you want to achieve in the next few years?
Actually, my working with Novigo, I like this work, and because the company, they have a big vision for being a professional and managed services delivery company. I like to be part of this in the coming few years. Currently, we are in Novigo not only the low-code expert, we also deliver a mega project actually in data. And when we are talking about data, we are talking a full data management life cycle, starting from database or from spreadsheet to ETL to data warehouse to data oceans, even data lake or the data cleansing, prediction, and identifying threats until reaching the dashboard like BI or in Tableau. So my inspiration center here, it is around becoming an increasingly valuable resource, continuously learning to provide more insightful and personalized support. Ultimately, my goal is to contribute meaningfully to client success and well-being.
Amazing.
I like to be like that.
Yeah, and I imagine even just kind of on a personal note, you've kind of your first kind of stint in Saudi versus when you've come back, there's been a how was that experience, the change of it's obviously changed and it's evolving. It wasn't how it was when you first went there. Now how have you kind of do you like the change, or did you prefer it the old way?
Wallahi, the old way, it is easy for us because it is our expertise. We got the experience, but
Yeah.
we need to change. Actually, the wheel is running, and we have to keep it change. We have to keep learning. We have to keep following the new technology, not the new trends.
Yeah, of course.
The new technology that we need. For example, in digital transformation, I don't need the technology in gaming.
Yeah, of course.
So we have to focus on what we need. We have to keep learning and keep it change and think in value. It is not about delivering software. The ultimate success is giving a value when you see all the peoples are taking the risk and submitting their work in easy way.
Yeah, yeah. Well, appreciate you taking the time, Mohammed. It was great to finally speak to you after we've been chatting for a while.
Alhamdulillah, yes.
So it's great to have your time and speak to you, and hopefully maybe we can meet someday in the future. Maybe I come there, or you'll be in Europe or somewhere else. We
And
meet at an
inshallah,
OutSystems
yes,
event.
it will be of my honest to meet you, Feroz, and have another discussion, inshallah, in the future. Yes, it
Yes,
is long time to
definitely.
catch, but finally we catch.
We got there, yeah. We got there, yeah, definitely. So I look forward to speaking again in the future.
Inshallah, it will be face to face next time.
Yes, definitely. Thanks, Mohammed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Feroz. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to today's episode, which is brought to you by iTrack. We are a leading staffing firm that solely specializes in supplying both contract and permanent low-code professionals to organizations globally. Navigating the niche landscape of the low-code market requires the best talent, and we recognize its critical importance for our clients. Whether you're a company looking to strengthen your team, an individual seeking the next career move, or someone entirely new to the world of low-code, we're here for you. Our extensive experience and in-depth market knowledge enables us to quickly pinpoint the ideal candidates while offering expert advice and support at every stage of your low-code journey. Reach out to us through our website or connect with me directly on LinkedIn. I'd be happy to assist you. Thank you once again for joining us today. We'll be back next week with another insightful episode. Until then, take care.